Okay, right, so we're into part 3 right now, page 33, and there's no questions on page 33, as you can see. What we've got is a load of teaching about brand new words. I want to focus on this data handling cycle. 4 stages. What's it all for? It says here in the book, page 33, the data handling cycle is the framework for working statistics. So if you want to find something out, you've got to go through 4 stages, and then you may even need to repeat the cycle again. So stage 1, I've already ticked it there, says specify your question. In other words, what are you trying to find out? And then this will lead you to your hypothesis or an idea that you plan to put forward, which can later be investigated. Stage 2, gather your data. Now the data you will gather is original, it's raw, it's unprocessed, and that's all it is, just a whole heap of numbers. So gather your data, but what will you need? What kind of data do you need? Where will you collect it from? Maybe over what time period do you want to conduct your experiments and data gathering cycle, part of the cycle. Stage 3, you need to present your data in a way that's meaningful, and you need to process your data. There's no point having pages and pages of numbers that's just, you know, all over your book. You just need to do something with it so they can attempt to answer your question, whatever you specified in stage 1. So processing means you need to calculate some statistics and use diagrams to help you represent the data very clearly. Now, calculations are usually things like means or modes or medians or ranges. You know, at this level, that's what we're looking at here. Grade D, so mode, median, mean and range is the kind of stuff you're looking at. You can then create bar charts, histograms, pie charts, anything that makes your data stand out, that presents a visually enlightening image of what you're trying to find out. So you've got it all nicely presented and packaged off. Now you've got to study it, interpret it and discuss your results. So what does your data tell you? What do these pictures and calculations tell you about your investigation? Was there enough data gathered and processed and analysed in order for you to actually answer the question you're asking originally in stage 1? Do you have enough data, basically? You may need to pose a new question, it says there in stage 4, and you may need to begin the cycle again if you want to ask a second question that's related to your first. Now, in the assess part of this chapter, there's a lovely question that uses this data handling cycle, and basically there's a chap that has a fruit and veg shop, maybe a corner shop or something, and he says, I reckon that my fruit and veg prices are cheaper than anybody else's in the town. So going to stage 1, he has an idea that his fruit and vegetables are cheaper. So what's his hypothesis? He's going to state it in black and white. My fruit and vegetables are the cheapest in town. Alright, now this shop owner, this hypothetical shop owner, is just making a hypothesis. It doesn't have to be, let's make that a little bit clearer, it's not too clear, is it? He's making a hypothesis, he's stating something. It doesn't have to be true, but he is about to investigate it. The reason investigating is that, number 1, if he is in fact the cheapest, he can sort of be happy with that. T-O-W-N. Yeah, he can be happy with that. And if he's not the cheapest, he can do something about it in terms of adjusting his prices. So, number 1, stage 1. So we've got, there it is, a little ring around that. My fruit and vegetables are the cheapest in town. Stage 2. Collect your data. What's he going to collect? Well, he needs prices. Prices of all types of fruit and vegetables from each shop in the town. Alright? Now, practically, I'm not sure whether he's going to spy on everyone or his colleagues in the town or send others who are pretending to shop. That's not our problem. But if he wants to find out if he's the cheapest in town, then he's got to find out the prices of all the types of fruit and vegetables from each shop in the town. So great, he's got pages and pages and pages of prices of bananas, apples, grapes, whatever, and all the vegetables that are available in that season. Number 3, so he's got all his raw data. That's unprocessed. Now he needs to process it. So perhaps he's going to look at the price of bananas across all the shops in town. How would he know if he's the cheapest? Well, he should work out the mean prices of all fruits and vegetables. Alright, that'd be a good starting place. So he's got heaps and heaps of prices for bananas, apples, all the rest of it, and all the different celery and what have you, broccoli. If anyone's going to buy that, good luck to them. But if he's finding that out, then he needs to work out some mean prices. Quite simple. He can work out range of prices as well. So the price range. Now you may recall from Key Stage 3 that the range of set of data will be the biggest or the highest. In this case, the highest priced banana. Take away the lowest priced banana, and if he's towards the bottom end of it, he can feel happy. If his price for bananas is towards the top end of it, then he can feel slightly unhappy. I forgot to put yellow around there just to make it look all nice and pretty. Stage 3, so he's beginning to process the data, and he can represent it on various bar charts and things like that. That's not the key thing at the moment. The thing is, we now have some prices that have been averaged out for all the fruits, all the vegetables, and he can now put his prices against every item that everyone else sells as his competitors. Finally, stage 4. What does your data tell you? Interpret and discuss. Well, he needs to look at each price for each fruit and vegetable, and compare with the mean, there's meant to be an E there, the mean prices, or the mean price of his competitors. I think it's how you spell competitors. Goes in competition. Yeah, that's alright. Okay, quick review there. So we've done stage 4. What's he done? He's gone out and said, well, my prices are the cheapest, come to me. Number 2, he's gathered all the evidence that he can possibly get. Number 3, he's worked out some means and maybe the ranges as well. And then he's looked at each of his prices for all his fruit and veg and judged it against the mean. And then obviously if he scores on many of these points, he can advertise, we're the cheapest in town, and nobody would take him to court. So that's a good introduction. And I'm going to leave it like that because it's all going to get a little bit long. So okay, study that. There's lots of new words there, and there's a whole load I didn't even talk about, but I might do another video just to bring you up to date with the teaching on it. Now, if you've got time, in fact you've got to find time, you need to read page 33 so you can get things like raw data, primary data, secondary data well and truly established in your thinking. There's no point in me talking and writing notes on a video when you can do that yourself. But I wanted to talk about the data handling cycle since that introduces the whole of chapter 3, and this is very key in the statistical investigational process, so to speak. Alright, so have a good read of 33 and 34 where there's lots of new words introduced, and that will put you in good stead for going forward in the rest of the chapter. Okay, so Mr. C is signing off right now. Probably haven't got space to write anywhere, so we'll leave it as it is. Okay.